Good evening. Welcome back for our third small group in our Vision 2020 series. We're so glad that you've been part of this with us. Tonight we're going to focus on growing together, one of our main purposes here at Woodland. Years ago, before I was in full-time ministry, my first paying job at a church was at the Little Baptist Church in Mound, Texas. In the most recent census, Mound, Texas had a population of 75. Not 7,500, but just 75. Now, impressively, out of those 75, 40 of them were in attendance at the Baptist church every single Sunday. And they paid me $75 a week, which I thought was amazing at the time, to lead all of the singing. In Mound, Texas, all of the music we sang came straight out of the hymnal. And they gave me pretty much free rein to select the hymns that we were going to sing during the service, except when it came to one hymn. You see, every single Sunday in Mound, Texas, they had a time of greeting about halfway through the service. And we sang hymn number 386, The Family of God. Except that it wasn't really we who were singing it. It was just me. You see, people would get up and they would start milling around and greeting one another. And then a few minutes into that time, I would begin singing The Family of God. And they were supposed to join in, but they never did. They just kept talking to one another and shaking hands as I was standing up at the pulpit all by myself, singing, I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. Now I have to tell you, I still love the people in Mound, Texas. But Sunday after Sunday after Sunday of singing that song all by myself, I started to feel as if I was fed up with the family of God. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. Not just when it comes to that particular song, but when we think about experiences that we've sometimes had in church, when people maybe haven't acted the way that God's family should act. There are times that we can get burned out by the way that we're serving, by the way people are treating one another. And sometimes we miss out on the blessings that God really has in store for us in the midst of his family. Because let me be frank, the church, God's family, is the number one place that God wants to use in your life in order to grow you to be like him, to train you to be someone who seeks him and serves him and is on the lookout to seek the lost, the lonely, and the hurting. The church is an amazing place. It is an incredible blessing in our lives to be part of God's family. So we want to focus tonight on what it means for us to be part of God's family in the church, on what the obstacles are that sometimes get in the way of real fellowship, on the things that can damage the fellowship of our church if we're not careful. And then we want to spend some time focusing on what it is that we really want out of the fellowship that we have here at Woodland, how we can invite new people to be part of God's family in this place, to help them put down roots too, and what we hope for in God's family as we continue to move forward together. Again, thank you so much for being part of this time. We look forward to hearing back from you why you're excited to be part of the family of God.